Saint Brigit, a model of equality and partnership. Saint Brigit founded a double monastery in Kildare, which included women and men, some of whom lived a celibate life, while others were married couples with children. All were referred to as religious, whether married or single, and lived in a Christian community or village, having dedicated their lives to Christ. This is a model of what an ancient Celtic monastery looked like. The overall authority within a double monastery often resided with an abbess, who governed both the male and the female houses. Brigit was a powerful leader. She appointed her own bishops and bishops in adjacent lands. Brigit invited Conleth, a hermit from Newbridge, to assist her in Kildare. According to the life of Brigit, written in the 7th century by Cogitosus, Brigit and Conleth governed their church by means of a mutually happy alliance. Some scholars believe that there is evidence of women priests in the Celtic Church and of their presiding at Mass.
The day that Brigit was professed on Croghan Hill, we're told that there were 8 sisters professed. And Bishop Mel, instead of saying the prayer for profession of sister, said the prayer for consecration of bishop. And Macaulay said, "Mel, why did you do that?" And he said, "I had no control over the words that came from my mouth. It was by the power of the Spirit." So we're told that Brigit was leader here. This was the leading abbacy in all of Ireland. But of course, even though she was a great leader, she knew she couldn't do it alone, and she went over to Newbridge to Great Connell and invited over Conleth, who was a smith craftsman, and they had a double monastery for men and women here in Kildare. I think equality is very important today.
Brigit's Holy Wells. Water has always been a sign of healing, birthing, and renewal in the Celtic tradition. In pre-Christian times, wells were identified with the presence of a goddess and were a symbol of the womb of Mother Earth, the source of life. One of St. Brigit's wells in Kildare, called Tobar Breed, is a sacred place where people gather for ritual and reflection on the legacy of St. Brigit, a model for our time. St. Brigit's Wayside Well in Kildare is a spring well. We can contemplate the water gently springing from the earth and open ourselves to the healing, refreshing love of God. St. Brigit's Well at Faughart has been a popular place of pilgrimage for up to 1,000 years.
I mean, the rituals around Brigit, the rituals are a celebration of the elements of fire and water. And of course, actually there's the water here on the altar is Brigit's water from the well in Faughart. And when we do the rituals here, we would do a blessing with Brigit's water. And what we do, which is again this whole idea of egalitarian spirituality, is that it's not the priestess or the hostess of the evening who blesses, but each person, I would bless you, you would bless Regina, Regina would bless the next person. So it's this idea that each one of us have the power to bless, and so you bless with the water. And blessing with the water is this whole idea of washing away bless your eyes so that you can see more clearly. Bless your ears so you can hear more clearly. Bless your mouth so you can speak more purely. Bless your hands so you can touch more effectively, more sensitively. And again, the fire is the whole idea of what the fire does. The fire warms, the fire heals, the fire transforms. So I see very much the Festival of Brigit, the fire element of Brigit is the element of transformation.
Rituals and blessings associated with St. Brigit's Cross.
It's customary here in Ireland before St. Brigit's Day to weave St. Brigit's crosses. Thousands of crosses are woven in the houses before St. Brigit's Day. I had a sister here in this room actually some time ago, and she told me she was the eldest of a family, a big family up in Donegal. And on the eve of St. Bridget's Day, the 30th of January, her mum would send her out to collect rushes. Then she would come back and knock on the door and say, "An bhfuil fáilte ribh bríd? Do you welcome Bridget?" And the mum would come out and invite her in, and she'd say, "Sheva, sheva, sheva, tá fáilte ribh bríd." Yes, where there's life, there's Bridget. We do welcome Bridget. And she would go in and they would all sit around the table and make the crosses. And the crosses were a symbol of protection and peace. Protection from fire, protection from disease. I remember my granny making crosses and putting them out over even the cow house and the hen house and the stable, because she believed that the curative powers of Bridget and Bridget's protection would guard those houses. Balo ia orif o saun go lála bríde, o lála bríde go bealtana, o bealtana go lunasa, is o lunasa go saun. God's blessing on you from Halloween to St. Bridget's Day, from Bridget's Day to May Day, from May Day to August, and from August to Halloween.
May Bridget light a fire of compassion and justice in our hearts and show us how to dance the world ablaze with love. Thank you for joining us for this special program on Holy Women Healing Wells. We hope that you'll join us real soon again for more programs on God Talk. God bless you. Prayer to Saint Bridget. Saint Bridget, you are a woman of compassion. That we may passionately care for the suffering in the world, we pray. God, set our hearts ablaze with love. Saint Bridget, you were a woman of the earth. That we may care for our marvelous planet, we pray. God, set our hearts ablaze with love. Saint Bridget, you are a leader in the Church. That we may live as equals and partners in our society and churches, we pray. God, set our hearts ablaze with love. Saint Bridget, you are a woman of hospitality and generosity, that we may warmly welcome others and share our resources and talents with people who are in need. God, set our hearts ablaze with love. Questions for reflection and discussion. How can we protect and care for creation? What does it mean to live justly and compassionately in our world today? Who are the strangers who need our generosity and welcome today? How is St. Bridget a model for equality and partnership?